Hello everyone, it is Lavender. I wanted to film another plan with me video. I do want to say that I am incredibly congested, so if that is going to bother you, this may not be the video for you. My allergies have just been insane recently, and because my immune system is not working as well as it could, um, it just is what it is. I cannot take allergy medicine, so we are doing the best that we can for right now. I am very excited to do this plan with me. I find that these keep me accountable to doing the videos, or actually planning our weeks and our months, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. Oh my goodness. So I thought we could start off by lighting an incense. Smells so good. This one is patchouli, and I think it is wonderful. So I'm going to set this right over here, and hopefully you get a little bit of the smoke. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is gorgeous. So we have that, and I do have my deck of cards. I believe I explained them in a previous video, so I'm not going to go through and explain them in detail again, but these are amazing, and I just wanted to pick a card to kind of keep in mind while I'm doing this planning. Today, the day that I'm filming this, is Friday, and the reason that I did not fill out yesterday is because I knew I wanted to film this video today. And I had a lot of medical conversations yesterday that I just did not want to log a bunch of personal information, because then I would just have to cover it all up. So I decided to skip yesterday, and we are starting today. I will backlog it as soon as I'm done with this video, because I do remember yesterday, which is incredible. I think it's because we had so much going on that everyone was kind of co-con so that we could all remember. Wow, that's perfect. Self-expression. So, and that's kyanite, which I think I even have. So that will be nice to kind of play with later today, and keeping that in mind. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I did go ahead and put a few little things in here that were from the oh my goodness, from our larger sticker book, because it is so cumbersome to try to get that on film and to kind of fit it here. It is just massive. So I pulled the stickers that I wanted to use from that. These are some of the stickers that I wanted to pull, but I did set some aside because I think I want to use some layering, and I didn't want to just put them all down and then not be able to kind of work with them and layer them. So these are the ones that I just felt like I could go ahead and put down and they would be fine. I do want to point out, this is so gorgeous. So from the same goddess box that I got the cards from, literally years ago, I have this right here. If the audio is changing, it's because I am standing up to make sure that you can see, like it's in frame. Hopefully you can read it, but it says grow your own way, and that's just a sticker I put on top. I love it because it reminds me of High School Musical, Go Your Own Way, and I just thought it was too funny to not put. So my amazing spouse started happy planning, yay, right? And they purchased the Happy Planner hole punch. So I'm just having a blast using it. So I used one of the mantra cards. You get these cards that have different mantras on them for the month, as well as a list of the products that you get and like where they're from, how much they are, that kind of stuff. And I kept them because the patterns were just so beautiful. So I kept them and I ended up making bookmarks out of these. So they're not laminated yet because I think I would like to add more to them. But I do intend at some point on laminating them so that I can use these for the years to come. But I thought that was super cute. So we are going to start this off. This is January 5th through the 8th. I finally got my new Happy Planner for the year, so I'm very excited about that. And I did organize my stickers this year. They're not perfect, they're not finished by any means, but we are moving next month and I did want a better sticker layout. So I am in the process of cutting out all my stickers and organizing them by what they are. I am just coping with all my medical problems with controlling what I can, and that has always worked for me. I'm going to continue doing that. Happy planning and planning in general is just one way for me to feel like I have control over my life. So these are stickers that I cut out that I have not organized yet. As you can see, this is quite insane. Like I literally cut out each one. I was not happy with any of my sticker organization, so I decided to just chuck the whole system that I had been using and start cutting them out. I know it seems wild to sit down and cut them all out, but when I'm not able to get out of bed, this is a nice fun little thing that I can do while I am in bed, and it makes me feel productive, like I'm not just, and there goes some tweezers, like I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. Or I do enjoy like scrolling on social media, but there comes a point where that is just, it just feels unproductive. So it's nice to have something to do that is productive or feels productive to me, because it makes my life easier planning. So I don't even know how to get into this. I want to give y'all a medical update, but it is just so much has happened recently. So I did get, I don't even remember what all I said in previous videos. I was tested for gastroparesis, which is kind of a blanket term. Basically, gastroparesis, what is it called? Delayed stomach emptying, that kind of stuff, is pretty much all the same thing, just different words for it. Gastroparesis is kind of like a blanket term, basically just meaning that you do not digest at the rate that you're supposed to or the way you're supposed to, and that's what it's called. As far as I know, that's just what I was told by a doctor, is that, just having that is like basically just gastric emptying problems. So because I took the test, I do have delayed gastric emptying. So what they do is you go in and you have to drink I think it's about ready to put this one out. It is like, it's one of those that's so strong you really don't need to burn the whole thing at one time. Okay, so you come in and you drink a protein shake, or you eat like eggs and bread. And the funniest part of that is that the protein shake is not vegan, and obviously the eggs aren't vegan, so there's no vegan option they offer to take a gastric emptying test, at least under my insurance where I went, which seems wild to me because a lot of what gastroparesis like diet is, you cut out animal products. So it's wild to me that they encourage you to consume an animal product in order to do the test. um I am actually like intolerant of egg. If I eat egg, I just get sick. I throw up for like 3 days straight. So I can't eat it on that front. Also, I've been vegan for 8 or 9 years, I think, probably closer to 8 years, and I haven't eaten meat in over a decade now. So, there was no way they were going to get any kind of accurate reading if I were to ingest any animal products. So I had to bring my own protein shake with certain, like, first of all, can I just say how freaking adorable these are? I've seen so many planners use these, and I've never gotten them because, like, you have to order them from, I don't know if they sell them in some stores, but around me they don't. But, they were in my favorite secondhand shop that I go. Um, and I guess no one realized just how valuable they are because they were in this bin that was like, you get like, you pay $2 for like this giant amount, and you just like fill the bin with whatever you want from that area. So these were pretty much free. Like, it was insane how little I paid for them. So I'm very excited to be able to use these. They're so cute. So I had to bring my own protein shake, and it had to be like certain sugar level, certain protein level, and everything. So I finally found one, went in for my test. They do like a 2-hour test and then a 4-hour test. So they like do it over the course of 4 days. I don't think any of these are going to be time to get stuff done. That might be good. It's a silver, but I don't have any metallics yet, so we'll do that. And then I even have a little trash can here. I don't think you can see it, but it's like this tiny little ceramic thing my best friend gave me, and I absolutely love it. Do I want to get stuff today? I did a lot of stuff yesterday. We'll just put it here. Oh, we could do it here. We'll do that. So for the 2 hours, nothing was abnormal. Like, it was completely normal. My digestion was right on track. Then the doctor decided to go ahead and do the full 4 hours. Well, that's where it showed my problems. And like, the whole system that I've been working with is so messed up. Like, they've been so unhelpful. Just so unhelpful. So basically, I didn't get any like explanation as to what it would mean exactly if my digestion was slower. No one explained that to me. So I basically just went in the test like knowing that I would get numbers, but not telling me how to translate those numbers. I just had to wait for my doctor to respond, which of course was 4 days later. Anyway, so I go and look into what my numbers said, and the numbers were like, we had literally had to Google it. So the number you're supposed to hit for digestion at the 4 hour mark is you're supposed to have digested 90% or more of your food within 4 hours. I don't know if that's all foods or just the specific food they do for the gastric emptying test, but it's supposed to be that, I'm going to save this because this is going to go on a different spread. It's supposed to be like 90% or whatever. I had 47, I think it was 43 or 47 left in my stomach. So definitely delayed gastric emptying. I was in horrible pain after consuming that much because you have to drink the whole thing within 5 minutes, which also no one explained to me. I was just told that I had to consume it, but I had to chug it. And it was wild because it was like, okay, here's the mixture, just drink it, and we're gonna take pictures of your stomach. So by the time I got the information, I was like, okay, I was going to see some people over the, like, I was gonna see doctors, family members that are doctors over the holidays, over Christmas. So I did that, and they were like, oh yeah, those numbers mean gastroparesis. That's what that means. And I was like, okay, cool, at least someone is explaining this to me, because no one had explained it to me yet, even though I had had the test done and everything. And I had the results, but still no notes, like nothing explaining anything. And after that, they finally got it to my doctor. My GI is my GI specialist. Oh my goodness. Who basically said that, you know, I had already tried all the medications that she would have recommended for me to take, and that I needed to see a gastroparesis specialist, because I had already tried over the years all the medicines that she would have recommended. And there was one medicine that I hadn't tried yet, but that she could prescribe me, but that could interfere very negatively with my psych meds and cause me to develop tardive dyskinesia, which I know a lot about because my grandmother has that from taking psych meds for so long. And so I was like, no, I'm not willing to chance that. I'm already on 4 psych meds every single day, one of those being an antipsychotic. Like, there's no way I'm risking that, because if you know anything about it, like, definitely research it, because it's way too much for me to go into. But basically, it's like, can be tics, like it's motor skill related, and it is permanent. Once you get it, it doesn't matter if you go out the meds, it's there forever. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't want that. And she was like, yeah, I don't recommend it for you. So then it was like, okay, well, the gastroparesis specialist in my area that was within that insurance that I had at the time he's world renowned, apparently, very fancy. So he would be able to help me, but the waiting list is so long. I haven't even gotten a call back yet. And that was like before Christmas, and like well before Christmas. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't know if like the referral got canceled because my insurance changed, or if they're literally just that backed up. But she told me like it could be a year waiting. Like, it could be such a long waiting period to see someone that was like felt like competent to help me, which I'm not picky. If you think something might work, I'm willing to try it. Like, I'm very open. I'm willing to try just about anything as long as I know that it's not going to have horrible side effects for me. that are irreversible. That's like my thing, is like I don't mind, like the medicine I'm on right now, the newer medicine. I got on it and then I got off of it because I didn't like that it was making me stumble over my words so much. But then, sorry, like my arm is getting tired. I'm so weak. Oh my gosh. My brain is like not functioning. So basically, I don't think any of these are going to be what I want. I usually don't use reds, but I wanted to use something more cheery this month because I'm having so many issues. It just seemed like it could be fun, like nice. But so far, I'm like having trouble finding something that will match. Or like at least match a little bit. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to stop doing that because my arm is getting too tired. We're gonna go with a different route. Okay. So, this is my new system. Gorgeous. I got them in the dollar store. They're not the best quality, but I could afford them, and they're really nice. Use the label maker, and I've labeled each one of them. It is so funny. I have like a billion of these now because I organized them by like what they are. And that way I can just be like, I need something self-care, and just like look through it all. Isn't that great? So, oh, we could do these. These are cute. My goodness. So, then my insurance changed. Like, in the middle of all this, my insurance changed, which is a great, like, insurance, but it's newer. So it's kind of like everyone's scrambling to figure out, like, you know, how, like, it fits with all the different doctors that I have access to, because some of the doctor's offices are still getting their, like, credentials with the insurance company, and some of them already have it. Oh, this will be cute. I go to Target for my medications. So that's cute. Look at that. I love that. So that's cute, but I don't think I'm gonna watch TV today that much. Mainly just focusing on getting my planner done. So I called around and I have a new GI doctor that I can see, which is great, but I didn't find that out until like yesterday. Well, today I found out the one that I can see that will actually be covered. But the other day, it had been 4 days since I had eaten. So I went to the urgent care, and urgent care immediately told me to go to the ER. They were like, this is serious, like, you have gastroparesis, we can't handle that, like, you know, you need to go to the ER, like, right now. Because I was faint, and, like, shaky, and just like overall not okay. And the reason I wasn't eating, because when I eat, it is excruciating pain, and that's coming from me. Like, when I say it hurts, I'm talking like it hurts because I'm in pain all the time. So it's like, if I notice it, if it's bad enough, I was explaining to the ER doctor, like, it feels like contractions, like from when I had my baby. Like, it's that level of pain, but in my stomach, and not, you know, obviously, like, from having a baby, it's just in my stomach, but that's how bad it hurt. Gave no regard. We waited in the waiting room for 12 hours. And after that 12 hours, they literally told me, oh, your vitals are fine, so we're going to send you home. I was like, are you kidding me? And he was like, yeah. It was such a horrible experience. I left such a horrible, like, they asked for a survey and I just let them have it. I was like, this is unacceptable. He asked what my pain level was, and I said between a 7 and an 8. He did not offer me any pain medication, didn't offer me anything, like, didn't care. He was like, well, I could give you fluids, but it's just to make you feel better, like, about coming. But you don't actually need them. Never mind the fact that you are barely drinking a teacup. Literally, I drink out of a teacup a day. It was terrible. I'm not going to the ER anymore. That was my 3rd time going to the ER. And the first 2 times I went to a different ER because I had different insurance. And they were great. Like, they both were like, oh yeah, you're super dehydrated. Like, we could tell. They put me on fluids before they even took my blood. Because they were like, I don't even feel comfortable taking this much blood from you. Like, you're so malnourished. But this one apparently didn't think so. It wasn't even a doctor. It was like one of those, like, I don't know, not doctor, whatevers. So they were like, well, we can see your stuff. And I was like, yeah, see how I have gastroparesis literally in my medical records? Like, they put it in there once my doctor reviewed it after my gastric emptying test. It just took days to get that. I was like, it's all up in my chart. My hematology shows that I am so deficient in, I was like, vitamin C, which apparently you can get scurvy from. I was like right at the line. But I was so deficient in vitamins that that's what was causing my bleeding. My platelets aren't working correctly to clot. Like, they did a whole platelets test, like a big thing to see, because I had enough platelets, but they did to see, like, how effective my platelets were. Not effective. Not effective. He was like, and I talked to him after I had done the emptying test, and they had been like, yeah, you have gastroparesis. And I told him that, and he was like, your blood work absolutely shows that. He was like, that makes so much sense for your blood work. I was like, yeah, I know, because that's the problem. Like, it's showing up on all these different tests. It's like, this is the problem. And I told them that, and they were like, well, we can't treat gastroparesis at the hospital. I was like, what about a feeding tube? What about, like, there are all these different things you could do to help. And he was like, well, because your vitals are fine, you know, we're not gonna, like, we can't keep you. And we were like, okay, so at what point do we need to come here? Because I was already recommended by a medical professional to come here. So, like, at what point do we come here? And my meta was like, is it when they're, like, 15 minutes from death? And he just, like, didn't say anything. Like, insinuate, like, looking at just, like, kind of, like, okay, well, I would have died in your waiting room. Because I waited 12 hours, so. I ended up, my blood pressure was high when I got there. Not my blood pressure. My blood pressure was fine. My heart rate was high when I got there. And the nurse that took my blood pressure, or my heart rate, didn't even look, wasn't even looking. She was talking to other employees on the floor, yelling across, not even looking at me. The only reason I knew it was high was because my meta was literally looking at the screen, and they worked in elder care and they understand those numbers and stuff, and was like, oh my gosh, your heart rate is really high. The nurse didn't say anything at all, didn't even, like, look at my numbers, nothing. So then I go to like the doctor triage or whatever. Like, it's not a doctor, but you know, the people, a nurse, I guess, that was like taking my blood and all of that stuff. Um, and was like, oh my god, I didn't finish. Oh, wait. I'm confused. What? January. January has more days than this. Where's the other days? What? Do I have to just draw them in? Or is it on here? Oh, okay, it's on here. It's like, what the hell? I got birthdays to write in. That's the only reason I know that. It's because there's birthdays. Okay, so I'm like trying to calm down. Everyone is like so close to the front, like trying to explain how they felt. So I'm just gonna start like, this is like very chaotic and I know that, but this is just how my brain is working right now, so we're just gonna roll with it. So when let me make sure it's still recording. I think it is. Yeah. Brain, come on. So the ER sent me home and was like, you just need to see a gastroparesis specialist. I was like, no shit. Of course I do. That's what I'm trying to do. But no one can see me fast enough and I'm withering away. And we were like, how is it possible that I'm hydrated and that my vitals are okay? And we were thinking about it, and it's because I was fat. My body is using up the resources that it has because I've lost 20 pounds in a month, which I am on 4 psych meds. The fact that I am losing that much weight that quickly on 4 psych meds, where the side effect of every single one is weight gain, is beyond me. And no one is taking it seriously. Everyone's like, oh, well, you're like fine, like you can wait a bit longer. And it's like, no, I can't. If I were skin and bones, like before I got pregnant, before I got on all my psych meds, I was teetering between 97 and 105 pounds as an adult. Like I could wear kid sizes as an adult. Now I understand it's because of my gastroparesis, because of my vomiting all the time. I just thought that was normal because it's been like that my whole life. But it's like, because I'm not that skinny going into the doctor, they're just like not taking me seriously. No one at the ER weighed me at all, which I feel like should have happened. I'm getting sidetracked. So when I went to the nurse thingy and they were like doing all my stuff, I tried to get up from the table and I collapsed. I was like weird, like my brain wasn't working right. I was like blurry. Like the doctor kept asking, like, you know, who are you? Where are you? What holiday just passed? Like that kind of stuff, because I was so out of it. And they put me in a wheelie chair, not even a wheelchair, but like a recliner with wheels on it because they said they were running out of wheelchairs. So they put me in that and would not allow me to walk. But then when they discharged me from the hospital, they didn't even offer to give me a wheelchair to get to my car. They were just like, okay, well, you're fine, so just walk out of here. And I asked, like, well, does it not matter that I literally collapsed and the doctor or the nurse, whatever, told me I'm not allowed to get up and walk because I'm a liability, like, if I get hurt while I'm in the hospital? They didn't give me any bracelet or anything that I was a fall risk. Absolutely nothing. And my vision was blurry. No one cared. No one cared. So, yeah, it was a terrible experience. So then I went on my own and I called my insurance company to see if there were any providers through them that had already been like said like, yeah, they'll take that insurance. So they gave me a list. It was only 3, like the list was super long, but when I realized what was happening was that it was like 2 or 3 big companies, and it was just every single doctor within that practice. So it was only 3 like in my area. So I called the first one and they're not even vetted yet. So I had to wait to hear that they weren't today. So then I called the other one today and they were really much nicer. Like the receptionist was so nice, so sweet, so amazing. And the other one was not as nice, so I'm not mad about not going there. But she even like talked to the doctor. She like got off the phone, talked to one of the doctors, and then called me back and said like, this doctor is not a gastroparesis specialist and pretty much could only like has the qualifications or like the knowledge as much as the other GI doctor that I had that recommended I see a gastroparesis specialist. So I was like, okay, well, I'm clearly not going to get in with a specialist anytime soon because there aren't any within our network. I'll have to do out of network. And she was like, well, it'll have to be like a training, like a teaching school. And I was like, yeah, I already tried that. I haven't even gotten a call back. So I'm really at a loss at this point. From what I like have learned about gastroparesis and all of this stuff, the people that I relate to the most, like our symptoms are the most similar, they have feeding tubes. Like, because gastroparesis is like, you know, like there's a scale. Like it can be where you like avoid certain foods and like have better other foods. But mine is so extreme at this point that there's really no such thing as like an always safe food. Even like drinks like water, tea, sometimes with nothing, I'll consume nothing for 12 hours and still somehow throw up. And other days I can stomach like some white, like yesterday I had a half a cup of white rice, like just white rice. I put a little salt and I put a little nutritional yeast to get some B vitamins. I feel like this is not even a planner video anymore. This is just a talking video, but it's because like I can't really focus on more than one thing at once. So yeah, it's basically terrible, and I'm really hoping that this new doctor will feel comfortable doing a feeding tube, but I'm gonna do some research today on different medications that they will sometimes prescribe for gastroparesis and see if those seem to work for people with an extreme, like a more extreme case like mine. Certainly mine is not the worst they come. Like, there are people that can't eat at all and haven't been able to, like, their whole life. So I'm not saying that mine is like the worst of the worst, but mine is bad enough to where the gastroenterologist I saw before doesn't feel comfortable treating it because I've already tried all the medications that she would recommend, or she doesn't think I should be taking the other ones that, like, she could recommend because of the medications that I'm already on. So it's like this weird, like, thing where it's like, I need a specialist, but there isn't a specialist that I could see. So I'm really hoping that this doctor, if I do my own research and I have all my stuff, will be like, yeah, I can send you to the hospital and get a feeding tube placed. Because the thing is, feeding tubes aren't forever. Like, I mean, they can be, but it's not like once you get one, you're sentenced to have one for the rest of your life. Like, it can be a temporary thing. So to me, that makes a lot more sense to do than risk the long-term and irreversible side effects that I may get. I tried going off of my new medicine and it did not go well. Not because of like withdrawals or anything, because I didn't have any of that, but I didn't realize how much it was actually helping with my sleep until I went off of it, because, you know, I have nightmares every single night. That's just like how it's always been. I go through cycles where I won't remember my dreams, and then cycles where I remember my dreams and they're nightmares every single night. And these cycles are like weeks long. So, you know, it's like, it very much is like in tandem with my bipolar, because, you know, it kind of goes in and out with my mania, and it kind of like feeds off each other almost in like a weird way. Like, the less sleep you get, the more manic you get, and it's like a vicious cycle of not sleeping, because then I'm scared to sleep because I will have nightmares. So then my brain is like, why are you trying to sleep, bitch? You need to stay awake because you're gonna have nightmares. And then I fall asleep and then I have nightmares. So it's like this cycle of like, and it's involuntary. Like, I don't think like, oh, I shouldn't sleep. It's not conscious. It's a subconscious thing my body does to try to keep me safe. But it's like harmful in the long run. So, we did that, got back on it, and immediately it got better. So I know that that's a medication that I have to be on right now, because I tried not being on it and it was worse. And especially if you think about it, like, the little nutrients I'm getting, I need sleep. That's really the only thing that is like really helping me at this point, is getting sleep. I'm losing so much hair. Like, trying to keep losing hair on the thing. But yeah, it's been a rough time. I just want help because I'm like so weak, and I'm taking all these vitamins in hopes that, you know, I won't get sicker, but I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. I'm trying not to feel hopeless about it. Like, I definitely don't feel completely hopeless or anything, but it definitely is like getting to a point where I just cry about it because it's sad. Like, I think this is the first time in my life I've advocated for myself so hard, and to just be passed around and like have some doctors take me too seriously almost, like not too seriously, but like, oh, that's bad, like I don't want to mess it up, I don't want to make you worse. And then the other side of it where it's like, well, we just can't help you at all, like not even trying to help. It's just frustrating. So that's why I haven't been posting, because I've been so like physically ill that I haven't even had the energy to plan. But we're making accommodations and like figuring out how, you know, things around the house accessibility wise that make things easier. Like right now I am sitting down. I have a new setup so that I could sit the whole time. And even sitting right now, oh, sorry. I shook you. Even sitting right now, like my legs are going numb from just sitting here as long as I've been filming. Yeah, it's like my heart rate raises so quickly that I'll like be doing nothing and I'll do one thing that's strenuous, like one little thing, like, I don't know, pulling a blanket up over myself, and then I'll get like out of breath. Like my weighted blanket, not a regular one, but I don't know. I think this might be, it's so sad, but this might be, I don't know, maybe. And I forgot I put these stickers over here to hold them. So I'll go ahead and use those. I don't know. I don't think I want this one. I keep thinking about it, and I just don't think that's the vibe. But I have to fill out February as well, because that's when I'm scheduling all my doctor's appointments. And I know from previous experience, if I don't write them in my planner, I will forget. Absolutely will forget and miss the appointment, because I've done that so many times so far. Everything is okay. My little kid. Ugh. Yeah, we're having a time of it. Having a time. But, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I'm really proud of myself. I think that's the thing that's just like sucks, because I'm really proud of myself, and I'm really proud of all the advocating I've been doing, and making all these phone calls is like really hard for us to do. And usually Adam handles all of that, but Adam's got his hands full in the inner world. So like we've been doing it, and I think we've been doing a really good job. So I'm really proud. It's just like, I don't know. I just wish we could get help faster so we can feel better. Because I know once we're able to eat like enough food to sustain our energy level, we're gonna feel so much better. Like, I know it. That's the part that's so hard, is like, I already know how much better I'm gonna feel. It's just fighting to get there. Because the thing I forgot to mention is, like, with safe foods, like rice, I usually don't throw up. I can throw up anything, but usually I'm able to hold it down. I'm usually able to hold down yogurt, like vegan yogurt, and chai tea, like decaf chai tea. I cut it with coffee creamer and then I fill like the other half of the cup with water because it's too strong on its own. But yeah, it's just been hard. It's just been hard. But we'll get through it. We always do. We always have. That's why we're still alive. Yeah. I love talking to y'all when I do this. It's probably so boring, and I really don't expect anyone to actually sit through these whole videos, but it's great for me to process. And then also, you know, journal like how things are going with the rest of the system. Like over the years, I can look back and see, like, you know, how everyone was feeling. Yeah, I just don't know what to do with this page. I always do this. I feel like I always do blue, and then I don't have any like blues, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I do it all the time. Every time I do blue washing, I'm like, why did I do that? But yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna end it here, I think. Yeah, we're getting switchy. So I'm gonna go and lay down and rest now that my arms and my legs are tired from sitting down. I love you all so very much. If you did watch, thank you for watching. I feel like we did pretty good with the self-expression as best we could with our head the way it is right now. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.